I've got a little bit of a feeling that this may not be the real Fade.
What are you talking about, you ball bag?
$11 events hosted by the major TO teams from Europe, leading into a finale in December where the top 16 singles competitors, top 8 doubles teams, and the top 8 international crews will battle it out for ultimate victory. So looking at it, Finland, Italy, pretty much we're all going Finland. Scotland, Wales, we're all going Scotland. Norway, Portugal, all going Norway. Things get a little bit more tricky after that. We've got a 50-50 split on Austria, Ireland. Then everyone Belgium and 50-50 split on France, Netherlands. So the points are going to come down to 2 matches by the looks of it, unless there is a big upset going on at the upset.
Oh, okay. G's. And the
Oh, that was a bit tricky. Oh, is he gonna get
the angle?
Nice!
Hashtag up smash, not quite. And he's hanging on by a thread.
Still possible for Austria, but it's the hope is getting. Okay, it's gone. The hope is gone.
Nicely done by Mims. All hope is lost.
You say you're experienced players, but I assume absolutely none of you have experience with as a youngling.
Well, actually, just to cut you off, like really briefly, because I was expecting this.
As I told you before the match started, Falco players have an ego, and when you're getting hit by an S-Smash by Falco, all you want to do is like give that S-Smash back, and they're in that circle right now.
Does not get the pickup, but there gets it back and then drops it again, and this. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Trying to think like a Frenchman, getting into the head of my opponent, how it would feel to lose to the Netherlands, just like that. I've been thinking about it a lot the past 2 weeks already.
Est-ce qu'on peut terminer le nerf? On n'a toujours pas tué ce Captain Falcon, c'est insupportable. La France s'impose face aux Pays-Bas. C'est le Phantom up smash.
What's going on?
Finding the strong bear, hold ledge. Let's see if this will be enough. So just up.
There it is.
There you go. And Knuckles taunts as well. Just a bit of cherry on the top.
God, yeah, that was a taunt deserved, man. That's.
Both Ricks and BA are super high percent, so. Oh, and R2A 3.
Yeah.
Cool. R2A 2 try to get a cheeky gimp on Ginzo there. This is looking, yeah.
This is, yeah.
That should be it. That's all it took. All it took there was R2A 3.
Very crucial invisible ceiling. Okay, it's so hard. It's so hard for Sheik to do anything. The Fox is 0.
Oh, I think. Oh my, they're both just going in now. Silly. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
Almost like if they're all perfectly evenly skilled, I think these percents. This is an even game.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
a back air and an up smash. One of the Foxes is gone.
I think he just kind of needs to run in an up smash at this point. What's it got to lose? Just go for it. Not the best DI. Dead.
That's it.
Damn. Well,
disgusting.
what can you say? 6-0. 6-0. My pipsqueaking Mickey. They.
You know, there's a timeline where we'd be like, well, of course they did that. That's not surprising.
Yeah.
But after the match, they just pulled. Their route to get here is so surprising.
Yeah.
This shows how far we've climbed, even if we haven't quite reached it.
We all agree. Pipsqueak showing us strong buttons.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
And grabs him on the drip back. Up smash.
Wow. So many really good recoveries by Trip. But the pressure's still completely on.
Up being right away. Another one.
It's too late. Oh no! That's such an unfortunate SD.
Don't approach me, but Leffen doesn't care. He will go for you.
Oh, okay. It's very, very hard. I remember Leffen doing it many years ago.
It seems really tough for Frenzy. It looks pretty grim, especially with all the turnip and the nair on the vegetable, unfortunately.
Oh, another dash kick again.
And that's going to be a good tech chase. Good tech chase, ready for it. Wage on up smash to close out the tournament. Yeah, Leffen is the champion.
He is.
Even up an upset, but I mean, he is the winner of upset.
I mean, is Leffen on the frame one? He lost the last major.
I mean, true.
Somehow.
Pip is an edge gone away. Oh, and I think this is actually it. No way! Pip Squeak takes it. Wow. Solid stuff from Pip Squeak. You know, the guy has been putting in the work. He definitely deserves it.
Goes high and Dady with another forward smash. Professor Pro goes out to Dady. 3-2.
My God! With the flag, all the crew is here on stage because finally, Dady made that upset.
Coins Academy is partnered with the S.A.M.E circuit, and for every circuit event, we'll be offering one-to-one coaching services as prizes.
You may be the next Pipsqueak. You may be the next Pipsqueak.
Imagine.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to KONEversations. I'm your host, Kone. For those who don't know me, I am the owner and head TO of the Air Series, the largest melee series that Europe has ever seen. I'm also the owner of Coins Academy. And lastly, I'm the project lead on the S.A.M.E circuit, which we are going to discuss today because KONEversations is a weekly show, 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. CET on Smash Europe Twitch. Every Wednesday, we are here discussing S.A.M.E circuit update, news, and information. And on 2 occasions, we'll have my lovely panel with me as well. Today, we're going to be delving into the results from the upset hosted by Pylon Software last weekend, and we're going to look at the results for crews, doubles, and singles. Let's start getting into it. So, my delightful panel today consists of the team captain for the Dutch crew, and also PR'd in the Netherlands, Jim Morrison. Jim, say hi.
Bonjour, ça va?
Wait a minute, that does not sound Dutch to me.
Yeah, we have been conquered, so I have to now talk French.
In French, we also have, let's use the French as a nice little segue. We have Raoul, top 3 in France, one of the best Fox mains in Europe, and also the head TO of the Pylon Software team last weekend, and a member of the S.A.M.E TO team. Say hi, Raoul.
Good afternoon. No, I can't speak. Yeah, I tried to. Okay, bonsoir. Today, I'm replacing Maye.
Yeah, he's here replacing Maye. Maye has ditched us this week because he has a date with his girlfriend.
Oh.
Not on air.
Not an excuse.
Right. My other panelist back with us, another showing of R23, one of the best Sheik players in Europe. Say hello, R23.
Hello. I'm not sure who I'm replacing, but happy to be your favoured stand-in as usual.
Yeah, you're replacing Rix today. Rix has a exam, I believe, tomorrow. So you are replacing himself, and thank you very much again for stepping in for us, Alex, today. We also have Unhaven joining us in a wee bit and more as well. They currently are preoccupied, but hopefully will be turning up sooner rather than later. Let's move on and see what we're going to discuss today as a panel. Ooh. So looking at it, Finland, Italy, pretty much we're all going Finland. Scotland, Wales, we're all going Scotland. Norway, Portugal, all going Norway. Things get a little bit more tricky after that. We've got a 50-50 split on Austria, Ireland. Then everyone Belgium and 50-50 split on France, Netherlands. So the points are going to come down to 2 matches by the looks of it, unless there is a big upset going on at the upset. Oh.
And the
Oh, that was a bit tricky. Oh, is he gonna get
the angle?
Nice. Dash attack, up smash, not quite. Timmy's hanging on by a thread.
Still possible for Austria, but it's the hope is getting. Okay, it's gone. The hope is gone.
Nicely done by Mims. All hope is lost.
You say you're experienced players, but I assume absolutely none of you have experience versus a young Link.
Well, actually,
so
just to cut you off, like really briefly, because I was expecting this.
As I told you before the match started, Falco players have an ego, and when you're getting hit by an S-Smash by Falco, all you want to do is like give that S-Smash back, and they're in that circle right now.
Gets a pickup, but there gets it back and then drops it again, and there's oh my god.
Oh my god! Trying to think like a Frenchman, getting into the head of my opponent, how it would feel to lose to the Netherlands, just like that. I've been thinking about it a lot the past 2 weeks already.
Est-ce qu'on peut terminer le nerf? Ah, on n'a toujours pas tué ce Captain Falcon, c'est insupportable. Terminé. La France s'impose face aux Pays-Bas. C'est le.
This is the leaderboard for the most stocks taken. Think about like if we were looking at football, we'd be looking at a goal scorers, top goal scorers type chart. Well, we're doing that for crews throughout the same circuit. So far we've had 2 events, Valhalla Online and the uPSet. And so far, these are our top 9 stock takers in crews. Levingi is taking the lead at the moment with 16 stocks taken. In second place, we have the delightful Maye at 14 stocks taken. Niklas coming in third, and he only has played one crew match with a total of 13 taken. And then we can see the rest running down with Yappy 12, Solar Battle on 11, Joint was there on 11, Loan and Raul and Renzo all taking 10. So as we go from one event to another, we will continue to look at this leaderboard. Panelists, any thoughts on it? Any surprises?
Obviously, Niklas, 13 stocks taken in one. Like, you can't oversee that, right?
In one event, yeah. 13 in a row. That's crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
I think if Renzo could play, he might be first.
What happened to Renzo?
I'll give you the brief rundown. That morning, he was like, with an avocado, you have to remove the center.
I never do, but yeah, go on.
He did. He used like a sharp knife. He cut himself. It was a really deep cut. He almost went into the nerve, barely didn't. And now
with an apple core.
Yeah. Well, no, avocado
like
core.
a knife.
Avocado.
Yeah, with a knife. So it went into his hand. He got a surgery. He was in the hospital for the day. It was really bad. And now he cannot use his hand for like 8 weeks.
Oh, man. Well, my love goes out towards Renzo. That sounds pretty horrific.
Yeah, he's been doing some coaching and commentary in the meantime. So you might see him around still for maybe he might even try to help you with some coaching stuff.
Oh, that'd be delightful.
We'll see.
Although I may, purchase a delightful gift for him, a Cora instead of a knife, so that this does not happen again. All right, should we delve into looking at the crew matches themselves?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Italy against Finland. This was a 11-0 victory for Finland. Did we catch this match, and what were our thoughts on this match, panelists?
I did not watch this.
For me personally, what happened here is I think Raul was TOing the tournament, and I was TOing the other crews match, so I didn't catch it live. I did go over sort of a little bit of a recap, but only very briefly. I didn't watch the whole set because I was busy. Few things that stood out to me. One of the big moments actually from this crew match was, I think, Mirko versus Levingi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You all know what happened?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna defend myself here.
All right, wait a minute. Before you defend, Hus, tell us what happened.
Yeah.
And then Raul, you're coming in with the defense here.
All right, I don't know the true specifics because I wasn't there. But as far as I heard, Mirko played against Levingi. They went in, but they started at some point and no one saw what actually happened. When the results came in, I heard Mirko took like 3 stocks from Levingi. I don't know how many he took, but like enough stocks that you would actually think it's really significant.
Yeah.
But because it wasn't streamed, it had to be. because it had to be redone, and then Mirko got completely washed.
Yeah.
Raul, the defense.
So yeah, I should have just asked for the sleepy file, but like I was busy, like super exhausted from the whole day because of cheering, and also my team needed me, so I was saying like I can't participate tonight, like I don't feel it, and basically they forced me to actually train. So I was like super focused on the match to TO, but also on the set versus Netherlands. So I overlooked. I took the wrong choice, but I think it didn't really modify the set basically. But maybe for stocks perspective, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there should be a wee apology from you, Raul, to the Italian team.
Yeah, I apologize to the team and also to Mirko, and especially
I don't think, in all honesty, I did watch this. I had dual screen going on the little, what is it, the squad stream? I can't remember what it's called. What is it called?
Yeah, it's a squad stream.
It's a squad stream.
Yeah, I had that going on. I was watching both matches. It was going in Finland's favour, okay? But I think it would have been closer than it looks. I think that 11-0 looks a bit nice. I think it would have been, more like a 7-8-0 in the end than it actually was. Yeah. So I think Italy kept this more honest than they did previously against Norway. And I think this was just kind of Finland, in all honesty, just kind of showing how good they actually are. It was close-ish against England at Valhalla Online, 5-0 towards the English side. But really, that was kind of like a super good showing by Frenzy here. I think this Finland was just showing what they're capable of. And I believe, is it Finland, Sweden at next event? I think it might be. Give me a sec. Yeah, it is. It's Sweden versus Finland at Phoenix Blue Online at the Swedish online event. So I think that's going to be super interesting. Now that Finland have kind of had like a confidence boost here, kind of like, showing what they're capable of against Italy. But my takeaway here is actually Italy are better than what we saw in the first round. And if that Mirko had kind of stood, this would have been a little bit less harsh on the Italian side. Any other opinions on this match, this round here?
I just wanted to, we didn't show it. We had a little bit of a pool on how many stocks there would be.
I knew you were going to do this. Go on then.
I had 11 on my own. I should have gotten a point, but we're not doing the bonus point.
All right, so what Chris is saying here, basically, in the panel prediction show, we all predicted how many points, what the stock advantage would be for Finland in the end. And Hus won, and now he's trying to say he should get a bonus point.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, with the Mirko change, it would probably be closer to 9 for sure, which was what the rest was.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I think that's it for what we got.
I think it's good that Finland, it looks from looks of it, they put in their 2 best players first as well, because I guess they want to try and get as many stocks as possible for the tiebreakers, which I think most of the teams in this pool should be doing. To be honest, for how tight.
Exactly, Alex. For the team captains that haven't twigged that yet, remember that you're ranked in your pool based upon wins. And if we get to the end of the 11th event and you are on the same amount of wins and losses as another team, the tiebreaker is stock advantage. Okay. Therefore, how many stocks you accrue does matter. So like last event at Valhalla, where we had like Belgium playing like a B team and Austria playing a B team, that doesn't help you. You need stocks. Okay. So I knew Mayhem would go ham here. I knew he'd just going to stick Stoller Battle in. He went straight with Levingi after that. Like he was going for the stocks because Norway beat Italy. Was it 14-0? So like, it was.
You need those stocks.
You need the stocks because we've got there's England in this pool, Sweden in this pool, Austria in this pool, Norway in this pool, Ireland in this pool, and Finland in this pool. So there's 6 teams that could qualify easily. And then we haven't seen the Danes yet. So the Danes might throw a bit of a wrench in the works because their first game is at Phoenix Blue Online.
Speaking
about the Danes. Hello. Oh, we can't hear him yet. We can't hear Mo. Mo, hello. We can. Hello, Mo. How are you?
I'm doing well. Kind of tired, but I'm here.
Just
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Thank you very much. Mo's just finished a long session of, is it university?
Some like supplementary course I need for university, so I'm doing a lot of math at the moment.
Okay, so we are grateful that you've done your maths and are still joining us tonight, Mo. So I think we're happy with the Finland-Italian match, and let's now move on, panelists, to discuss Scotland versus Wales. This was a 8-0 win for the Scots. Thoughts on this matchup, panelists? I'll hand it over to yourselves.
This was always going to be tough for Wales, even in the best case scenario. But then obviously Bo stopped playing. Could have gone worse. I think 8 is probably about fair, considering who Scotland put in. But still a tough result between like two of the middle teams in the group, maybe.
Yeah, I think Shifting Shadows did really well, also taking 2 stocks out of Libers and also in core pretty handily. Same goes for Glykit. Both of them really showed up. And Time Muffin as well. Like Fuzzy, when it started, actually Fuzzy said, "I'm not feeling it, I'm not playing." So Fuzzy wasn't even going to join on the crew. But Scotland showed that they didn't need it. Like it wasn't close. Like they showed that they don't need Fuzzy to beat sort of the lower ranked teams, which I think is a good job by Scotland. All of their players really showed up.
My take on the Fuzzy thing is, I don't know if you agree with this, Hus, but I don't think we're going to see him very much from his attitude he's displayed in the first 2 matches.
I was in the Scottish crew, and I think they may agree. I think we may or may not see a sub soon. But we'll. I think they might always keep Fuzzy behind their sort of back.
Yeah, I saw this. I think it was pretty comprehensive for the Scots. Wales struggled. I think there was some nerves on the Welsh side. Like Libers played very nervously. I've definitely seen him more relaxed in his gameplay. I thought Glykit played very well actually in this crew match. And then obviously just Shifting kind of did a better performance than they did against the Dutch team. Which, by the way, props on Shifting here because he went first against the Dutch and that didn't go particularly well. And then he had the balls to come out first against the Welsh team as well. So that to me shows like a really like good personality and character that he just wanted to get straight back in there and rectify that. And I don't know if you noticed it, Josh, as in Shifting Shadows, had a good run in singles as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So like overall, like a pretty cool weekend for him. I think my main takeaway from this is I think Scotland, you might disagree with me here. I think they underperformed a little bit against the side. I don't think they showed their best. And then here, I think it was more competent. I'm now much more interested to see how Scotland does against like Belgium, Switzerland, and the Spanish crew. Although if it's Spain with Triff,
that would be rough. Yes,
it will be rough. But I've got more interest and kind of confidence in the team. The Welsh side, though, I did a bit of a hot take on like Twitter, and I think Wales versus Greece might be for bottom here for Group A, if I'm honest. I think without Bo retiring with hand issues, they're going to struggle.
For sure.
Right. I think let's scoot on to our next cruise roundup. All right, Norway versus Portugal. This was a 13-0 victory for the Norwegians. The Norwegians, again, I believe only used 2 players. So far, in 2 rounds of crew matches, we've only seen 4 of the Norwegian squad. Okay, so Boris went first, and then Niklas. Right, thoughts on Niklas here. Raul, start me off.
I was watching last week before the upset, actually this show, and Portugal was speaking about knowing the Youngling matchup, and I was like, no, there's no way. You might know the Youngling matchup, but you definitely never know the Niklas matchup. It's really different. It's something, and I guess they weren't like ready at all. They have like good players. I love Portugal. I'm half Portuguese actually, and I absolutely I think they have great players, but yeah, they showed they don't have enough experience against this kind of player, definitely.
Yeah, my only question is why did they even start Bose? Like, I think they could have started Nicholas and he could have cleaned it up on his own, maybe.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, was it Pudding who went in? No, Pudding came in against Bose, and he looked all right. And then, he did. Like, and I think at one point, how many stocks did Bose start with? Did he start with 3? Yeah. At one point, Pudding looked like he was.
Yeah, it looks like Pudding did 5.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to actually take 2 stocks, and then Bose closed it back, and then Nicholas came in and just went absolute ham. It was uncomfortable to watch because of Nicholas's play style as well. But hey, he's a young Link. Hats off to him, and
it just kept happening.
Yeah, go on.
It just.
Sorry, say that again, Alex.
Like it's just like a quicksand. Like they were just slowly getting drawn into the young Link hell.
So, panelists, how other teams are going to face this Norwegian side? How do you deal with that young Link?
Actually, Denmark, we're gonna have to play Norway next month.
Ooh, inside info.
So, like, I really don't want Norway to keep this going by just sending in 2 players. I'm not gonna allow them to, though.
Yeah, Norway has been like on the roll for players coming in, getting their confidence, and just rolling a steam train across everyone. I think one important part is don't send in Marths against the young Link. I would just say if you have a Fox, I think that's quite a good option to send in.
For sure.
Well, they should have sent in Raiden right away, I think. Well, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to have to keep it. It was too much.
Yeah, I guess you could have prepared for the young Link. You have to. But even if you prepare for the young Link, you still have like Zverev, Bose, like a lot of great players after that. So
that's hard.
The Norwegian squad is hard to deal with because you've got like a really good ICs, you've got like a really good, young Link.
They've got good peak too. Like it's super hard to counterpick them character-wise. Like who do you want to start in with? It's really a gamble. They have so many great characters that are hard to like fit into like versatile matchups, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think literally if you did have Priscent playing, like I know he's not in the squad, but if you did have him, like Norway would be super, super scary. Like if they just like that would be like the cherry on the cake. I still think they're going to be a threat overall, but they are untested at the moment, is my opinion. I think the Danish squad, who we likely to see more actually. Whilst we're on it, we haven't spoke about the Danes at all. Who we likely to see. Like top 5 here. You're the team captain.
Yeah.
Who could our audience expect to see next event?
Okay, so it's our first crew match. We haven't played the 2 months before, but definitely like I'm going to go in. Like we're going to see some of that guy.
DK, yeah.
And okay, so we're like our plan against Norway to some degree is that they have a bunch of weird matchups, and we're just going to counter them with weird matchups. Like I go in with Donkey Kong, we have Eagle with Dr. Mario. Like it's just going to be all over the place. And we also got like Tomber and King Funk, Stelsic. So
for people who don't know, Tomber is a pretty he's damn old school, but he's also a pretty good ICs player as well. He's like a an Eagle and Tomber are just basically old school hidden bosses in Europe.
Yeah.
Right. You don't take them lightly is the way I'd look at it. Your crew's weird as well, to be honest. Like, your characters you've got, I'm looking forward to it. That's next event. Let's continue reviewing this event. Let's move on to the next crew match. All right. The Irish.
Now we're getting into the good matches.
Big one.
Ireland versus Austria. 2-0 to Ireland. So Ireland lost 2-0 at Valhalla Online to Sweden. That was like a heartbreaker, right? If you're an Irish supporter like I am. Austria here. They pip Austria 2-0. Threw it open. Okay. Alex, start me off. What do you think of this one?
So the first 2 here for Ireland did incredibly. Verdant taking 7 stocks from Gloria and Leander just set the tone really. And then Luan, who up until a few months ago probably no one had ever heard of, cleaned up that stock and then took 4 stock from Ares, which is incredible. Like 4 stocks, and he held his 1 stock as well, and then got a stock from Yogurt as well. They both did incredible, especially as like 2 young players. And then Maxi and Mint did. They just went stock for stock basically with some good players, but it's really those first 2 who just like took the pressure off of the anchors in the team and let them basically throw a player right. Sorry, Connor, but Connor obviously only took 1 stock, so.
Yeah,
they like
sure.
let him get those first 2 just gave them so much breathing room. It was really good to see.
Yeah. I was actually organizing it. I do want to always side note for this match. There was a lot of complaints about lag, so I do want to put it like an asterisk on that note for anyone from the Austrian team watching and salty. We know there was lag.
I would say this because I've heard a couple of issues regarding lag, and not just in crews doubles and singles. We as a same TO team, and remember that every event has a TO team. So like last time it was Poilon Software, before that it was the Valhalla team. But throughout all events, there's a same TO team helping as well. And that same TO team is like a couple of TOs from every single TO team working collaboratively together. We have, as a same TO team, a clear structure and system and policy and process to follow. That was a lot of words there. In case of lag, okay? Just tell us, report it. There's a lag dispute protocol. We will follow it and we will deal with it. But if you don't let us know, if you continue playing, then that is kind of your ownership of it, okay? So it has to be reported. So in this instance, we will take a little asterisk of the lag, but Verdun did bloody well. He did bloody well.
I do think someone else who did really well was Yogurt on the Austrian side, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
For how bad it started, Yogurt basically fixed whatever was wrong and gave them a real fighting chance.
Yeah, he's the team captain as well, right? So like he did a really good job to make it doable versus Ireland's top 2 players. Like the start, you look at where Luan finishes up and you think it's over, right? And at the end of it, it was like, oh, Timmy could actually bring this back.
Oh, absolutely. Scary matchup as well to end on.
I think like here, Ireland really fixed its strategy compared to the first confrontation they had. Like sending, when you have 2 two great puff, a good strategy would be like to send a puff in the start as a starter, and then keep another one when you have a lead, and like then you have Mint as an anchor, and like he will manage to like secure the win versus Timmy.
I completely agree, Raul. I think that is just a general like, Irish strat is probably what we're going to see is like their backbone, which is send one of the jigs in, having that Mint in reserve, and then having another jigs ready, like when you've got the advantage, is actually like basically my take from this is Irish are a threat for the entire event. That's like how I'm seeing it. Like to go too stock close to Sweden, show what they're capable of here. I think any team is going to have to like be very careful against them, and especially with Luan coming up like he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I think the only thing is against some of like the top teams in the group, they'll have to make sure they need to have someone who can play that 5th slot to the same sort of level as Luan and Verdun, really, because no offense to Connell, but he obviously just didn't cut it here. And I'm not sure where Lek was, or if Lek and Connor maybe they were just picking for matchups. But someone needs to step up into that 5th spot for Ireland.
Yeah, like Lek's capable, but it's obviously like a drop from their other 4. Where if you just had that fit, like you're saying, Alex, that just extra person would make like a big difference. But then again, they did go too close to Sweden, and like Maxi and Mint can be very scary when they're on their game.
Yeah. And it's a long season. Someone could definitely, like 8 months' time, someone could be at that level. You can think about how quickly Luan's gotten good. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think the Irish might have a break. Yeah, they do. So there is a break now for the Irish. They're not at Phoenix Blue. So, they've got a month, and then we'll see where they're at the following month. I think this then takes us on to our second last crew match to discuss, which is Belgium versus Greece. Did anyone watch this encounter?
Partially.
Partially. This was on whilst the Netherlands were playing France. Okay, I didn't watch it either live, but team panelists, do not worry. I watched this today. I watched the entire hour of this crew match just for you, and I can give you my kind of inference from this match. What I would say is, one, Belgium looked way better than last time. Okay?
I would agree.
And I'm so good. I was gutted last time with them, but I'm more gutted after this because Ladder looked really competent against the Spanish outfit. Lunary looked... I forgot how good Lunary and Fradit were, right? Watching this, they're both very good. And it's like, Guacamole is also good. So it's like, guys, like, if we had just seen that Guacamole, Razor Ramon, Fradit, Ladder, and Lunary against Spain without Triff,
they would have won.
I think they would have won.
I think they would have won.
I guess so too, yeah.
From what I gathered here, from like I didn't see all of it, but I did skip like partially. I saw some stuff. I saw Lunary playing really hot. I saw how many stocks Lunary took. It was like, what is it, 8 stocks, which is great. Still, like I know it's. I think those were Greece's stronger players as well. I think Lavos was their strongest, and I think Nomikok and Deer were their like second and third player. And what I also, I mean, you could see it right in the match. The Greek players, they still have a lot to learn. They were clearly outclassed.
Right. Okay. So here's my take. Watching the whole thing, the Greek players. Okay, how would I put this? They were not. So in terms of expectations, I would say they were above my expectations in the manner that. So like their bar, I'll not name them, but I would say 4 out of 5 of them, their tech skill is there. But what I saw was like they were struggling with the rhythm of playing Lunary and Fradit, like of playing those higher end players in Europe. And it's kind of like when they got into the rhythm of the game, like Nomikok looked all right, Freezy looked all right. I think it's Freezy. Yeah, Freezy. It looked okay when they got into the rhythm, but it was like they struggled, especially in the first couple of stocks, playing that high end of melee. And to me, it's just it just felt like an experience thing. Like, I don't know what events these guys are entering. If like, are they just staying within the Greek bubble and not? I don't see their names in weeklies. Like what's their nearest geographical like weekly? Italy, maybe.
Italy, probably. Yeah.
I don't see them. I don't see them competing in the Italian weekly, but I see the top 8 of Italy because the Melee Italia Twitter is really good at updating you weekly. Like their top 8 in Italy, you could see some of these players competing in and around it. I don't see many of their names. I had a scout through Valhalla and the upset. I don't think many of these actually entered singles. And so like my thing to Greece is like, you are more competent than I expected. And if you start to enter things more often and gain that experience of tournament level, this could be much better by the end of the circuit. And I think it's just a case of getting that experience. Like if your team aren't entering the same majors, enter them, grind the ladder, get that experience against these players, because that's what the difference was. I think they are like Lavos looked good, guys. He looked good.
I saw.
Yeah,
he played pretty well against Ferdinand.
He did. He's just joined Coins Academy. He's been like coached by Maye. That's cool. And I'm going to say this right now, okay? I want to help the Greek team. So Greek squad, you've got free access as a consumer to Coins Academy, okay? Right. I'm going to give you access to try help you out. And if you're listening to this as like a top player, I'll say it to my Coins Academy coaches. If you've special coached for me as well, or going to do it in the future, if you're not even doing that and you just think you'd like happily help them, please get in touch with me and offer a coaching session, a one-to-one, and let's get some coaching sessions to the Greek team. And let's see if we can help them improve across this circuit. And I think that would just like, they're lacking experience because I think it's geographically more separated from Europe. So let's see what we can do as a European scene to help them out. So offers there from my end, Greek team. I'll get you in as consumers, and let's see coaches. If you can coach, all right, let me know and let's help them out as well. Okay.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Neon Knight.
Yeah.
And what an offer. I want the scene to get better, and like the Greek team, they can be better. I'm going to help them. I'm now a major Portugal and Greek supporter. Right, let's roll on to the big boy, the main headliner of crews, France versus Netherlands. 3-0 victory for France. Hus just itched his head and like, oh, Raul just kind of popped off a little bit. Raul, to you first. Okay, let me know how this went.
This went better than I expected. I wasn't expecting much because
It went better than you expected?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like we didn't have Baxon, for example, nor Cyr. I was feeling really shaky. I somehow like took 4 stock. I don't even know how. But we had a really strong starter pick with Poilon. And we were specifically aiming for Foutenel among others. He was really confident in the matchup and did super well. And basically, like we couldn't have like it was the best way to start the crew battle basically. And Maye continued his work and did super well versus obviously Mars versus Fox, on like Pokemon Stadium. So I feel bad also for Stein. It's always rough. And he did actually quite well versus Colbert too. So
yeah.
Props to
Okay,
him.
so what happened here is there were a lot of factors came into play. We didn't have AMSA, real life stuff.
Okay, so the factors are, here's the list of excuses.
Yeah, that's that. Then there's Renzo, one of our star players as well. We're missing 2 star players. Doesn't matter. We still have a lot of great players. We put them in. Foutenel had a little bit of a mishap against Poilon. That was the best start France could have wished for, actually. Like, Foutenel was one of our biggest headaches.
Can we just drop how good Poilon is?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
He's super good.
as well, right?
I'll just point out there, right? I have a winning record against Poilon.
Get out. Like,
From when?
2005.
1-0. I think it was 2005. It was my jigs against his Roy and his. He played Roy and maybe Ness, something like that.
Yeah, that's a Poilon thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It was something ridiculous like that. But he's bloody good for how long he's been playing, and the fact that he's got a young family. I think he's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Like, I get the family obligation, and how hard it is to practice and find time. That's his run was great in singles, and to take 2 stock Foutenel from the get go, and Fout's one of the best pitchers in Europe. It's really good. It gave France a really good firm base for the rest of this crew match.
But then actually Knuckles came in, and Knuckles was way above what we even expected. We thought he would do well, but he did much better. Like, he went even with Poilon and Chalon, then Stein cleaned it up, and we were back to even. But then Maye fucked us up really bad.
Yeah.
Like, he messed up.
It was basically earn the counter pick right in the end, and then the counter pick of Maye's Marth versus Stein's Fox. Like, on a better stage, Stein would probably not get free stocked. I'd say, but yeah, just a bit unlucky there.
I would have only...
Mai really redeemed himself kind of from his loss to Skullbro at Valhalla, because he did really well versus Skullbro. Traded stocks on the counter pick, which is more than you can ask for, really.
Yeah, Adam, thoughts on this one?
It's just kind of funny how last time when we had to predict the outcome, Maye was kind of hesitant on actually voting for France, and then he just shows up and does this. So
Maye wins this, doesn't he? That performance there is what turned this into the French favor overall.
I'm not sure if he wins it by himself. I think he secures it, but
that's what I mean.
Did almost, I think, better. He took less stocks, but I think as a starter, taking 6 stocks is better than taking 7 stocks as a counter pick. So
yeah, I'm just impressed with the Maye and the Skullbro. After seeing Valhalla and knowing that Maye said, in both the panel and privately, how disgustingly he thinks of that matchup, and then to do this under pressure. And this is you got to remember, in terms of seeds, the top 4 seeds here, Netherlands and Germany, the top 2 seeds in Pool A. Second tier 2 are then France and Spain. So this is obviously a really important matchup. So to go in, pressure's on here. The Dutch side have clawed it back. They're back in it, and then he kind of goes ham in the middle there. So I think Poilon and Maye kind of secured this for the French team.
I just want to finalize with Raul, who just kept it together, because we sent in Yapi to basically fuck up the French crew. That was our only explosive pick. We said, you gotta destroy Raul and then mess up tech. And then Raul just kept it together too much.
Yeah, I was not sure how to play because I was feeling really shaky. I didn't really want to play. But then they told me just to play, keep it simple, don't move too much, stay on your feet, and it's going to be all right. And actually, Yapi didn't play quite, he played pretty bad, I think, this game. But it could have been, I think, I was playing so bad, he could have, whooped my ass, I think. Didn't happen. So
that was all we hoped for, but it didn't happen.
So my last two comments on this match before we move on is in terms of Baxon and Sia, because obviously I eagerly want to see both as a super old school player. What was the reason for not seeing them Raul? Because Sia had ping issues against Switzerland, and I'm super scared it's a ping issue thing, and we're not going to see him in the circuit.
No, it's fine about that because he's gonna play at my place anyway.
Right.
So, no, he had a kind of party. I don't know. He was busy, and Baxon was puking. So
all right, okay, sounds like Baxon. That's fine. Yeah. As long as I'm gonna get to see them. And my last one here is: it finished 3-0. Hus AMSA plays, you win this.
100%. 100%. AMSA would fuck up Maye, and then we'd have it.
Adam and Alex, do we agree or disagree?
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I think either you put in AMSA where you just put in AMSA where Stein went, right, and then it's fine probably. Almost certainly.
I guess it depends because our only chances versus AMSA would be Charlon or me. I think more me, and I was trying a lot of the Sheik matchup, but not sure how it would have went. Yeah, I could see both stuff going on. But definitely we had only one character available to handle AMSA.
I think a worst case scenario, if AMSA goes in, it then comes down to a very even match between Tech and Yapi, which could go anyway.
Which I know we didn't see much of it. It looked it'd be very, very close between the two of them. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. I'm interested to see if we see this in the finale again. I don't know, because it's single elimination, we probably won't because of the seeding, unless both teams get very far. But anyway, I just know, I know that little asterisk of AMSA might have really changed this up. Overall, I'm in terms of these crew matches, I think we've got two wicked ones: France, Netherlands, Austria, Ireland. Other ones were a little bit one-sided, but We'll see how things go at Phoenix Blue Online, which will be our next cruise event. So I think before we're going to move on, we've got the crew standings to look at. Oh, we're going to look at predictions maybe. I think I might look at our predictions actually. So for those who are watching, we have a prediction show. So the week of the actual event, our panelists predict who we think going to win. And you can see right now, on the screen are our panel predictions. So I scored a delightful 5. Oh, yeah.
Didn't we all?
We all did. I really looked at myself. Brilliant. 5 for us all. 5 for Kuhn, Maye, Jim Morrison, Rix, Mo, and Unhaven. So where did we go wrong then? So too many people went for the Dutch?
We swapped. We swapped Austria and the Netherlands.
Yeah. Do you know why? If Clemens had played, Austria might have done it as well. And then let's go and look at the crew standings. I'm just throwing out that. I'm not salty. I'm not winning. Crew standings. Then we got. Remember, everyone who's watching, we've got nine crews per pool. They all play each other once across our 11-event circuit from January through to November. There are some months where they'll get a bye. So far, we have France winning with 2 victories and a positive stock advantage of 8. Germany and Spain are in second. They've only played 1 match, and they actually play each other, I believe, at Phoenix Blue Online, which will be an awesome match. The Dutchies are now in 4th position with 1 win and 1 loss. Belgium and Scotland now have got a victory each. Switzerland have only played 1 match. Switzerland play the Dutch side next event. And then Greece, Wales are taking up bottom place, 8th and 9th in Pool A. Pool B, the Norwegians are well ahead with 2 wins and a positive stock advantage of 27. Not too bad. Sweden, England, 2 victories and only 1 match so far. We see both teams back in play at Phoenix Blue Online. Sweden against Finland and England against Portugal. And Finland are in, sorry, I said about Finland. Finland in 4th, sorry. It's in with 1 win, 1 victory, 1 win and 1 loss. And again, they're playing Sweden next. Austria, Denmark, Ireland, Portugal, Italy are the rest of Pool B. With Denmark playing their first matchup this month and starting their actual crew campaign. Let's look at our MVP of the month. So every month we nominate 3 players who we think have been the most valuable player in crews. I think we have 3 nominations from our panel. We'll have a look at the 3 nominations on screen, and then our panelists are going to give us a little bit of an overview why they've chosen those 3. So our 3 nominations are: number 1, we have Verdant from the Irish crew. 2, Nicholas from the Norwegian crew. And thirdly, Maye from the French crew. So start me off then. The nomination for Verdant. Who would like to explain to me why they have been nominated as a potential MVP?
Sure. So before the game, we talked about how Austria needs to make sure to clean up Ireland outside of Maxi and Min. But Verdant just showed up big. Not only did he take out Glory, a player with the potential to even beat Mint, and only losing 2 stocks in the process, but he also managed to chain that with beating Leon the next. All in all, the 7 stocks that he took were absolutely incredible, which allowed Ireland to claim the win and snowball into a win in a really important match, in my opinion. So that's why we nominate Verdant.
Thank you, Chris. Who would like me to tell me why Nicholas has been nominated?
I'll do it.
Ooh, thank you, Mo.
Yeah, as we saw, like Norway does it again. So yeah, while faced with like a weaker team in Portugal, it's like hard not to salute a player almost single-handedly beating the opposing crew. Portugal was quite confident in their Young Link matchup, but just as expected, like nothing could prepare them for what Nicholas would bring. So like 13 stocks, that's a lot, and well above like the rest of the players showed this week.
Thank you, Mo. And lastly, anyone want to tell me why Maye has been nominated? I bet it's going to be Raul. Go on, Raul.
Yeah, I'll do that. So Maye was sent versus Stein, and it was more or less the game who decided the outcome of the cruise, because the score was really even, and Maye went like half and like did really great, and not only took 3 stock Stein, but also took 3 stock to Skullbow too. So it was really, really great from him, and allowed friends to take the win in the end.
Yeah, I agree that all 3 were brilliant, and each of them like basically were pivotal in their crew match. Let's do like a little bit of a vote. Who would say that Nicholas is the MVP? Hands up. Verdant and Maye. Okay, so round of applause. 3 of them were all brilliant, but round of applause. Our MVP of the month goes to Verdant. Let's have a little round of applause for Verdant. Okay. Personally, I think Nicholas's 13 stocks is amazing, but it is against a side that even if he took 6 or 7, they were likely to win anyway. Okay. I think what Verdant did, Jim's completely right. It turned the tides very early on into an Irish favour and definitely given them the victory, I think, overall. So well done, Verdant. Well done, Nicholas and Maye as well. Cruise is super cool to watch. Make sure that you tune into BTS Smash at the end of this month. Last Saturday of the month is when you'll always see Cruise, most likely to be afternoon, evening time, starting around 5 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. CET. Make sure you join in. In fact, I'm babbling. Why don't we actually look at the next round of matchups? Here they are. So this is BTS Smash 1 and BTS Smash 2. We'll be playing these consecutive at the same time. We've got Pool A, Spain versus Germany. Ooh, if Trift's playing, that is going to be good. Okay, let's see what Spain can do there. Switzerland versus Netherlands. Hus, you need to bounce back here. in this one against the Swiss, but the Swiss look pretty good against the
They
French.
are scary. They are scary.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting as well. Then Wales versus Greece. I think that's an interesting tie because I think that is like a, 8th and 9th position for Pool A outcome there. And remember, even if you don't make top 4 crews, where you finish in your pool determines your tier seeding for the next circuit. We're going to try roll this into 2022. So beating opponents matter even if you're not going to qualify. And I haven't done the Pool B. Can we look at Pool B's as well? She's ripping it away from me. And then there we go. We've got Pool B's. Sorry about that. I'm just, I love crews. I'm just talking about it too much. Finland versus Sweden. That's amazing. Denmark, Norway. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Let's see what the Danes can actually do in their first outing. And Portugal versus England. Alex, you got any jitters about that matchup?
I think it'll probably be pretty straightforward for the English crew. Sorry, Portugal. But I'd be excited if it was a close one, but I think it's maybe a bit too early in the circuit for Portugal. I'm looking more at Finland, Sweden, because I think if Finland show up as well as they did versus in their previous 2 matches, they both looked really strong, frenzy aside, and Sweden didn't look too great versus Ireland. I think that could be the upset of the round.
I agree. I think I've looked at all the schedules for all months, all events. I think this is the best round out of them all. I think Phoenix Online got super, super lucky here and have the best overall matches. So squad stream, everyone. Last Saturday of the month, BTS 1, BTS Smash 1, BTS Smash 2. Tune in, watch these crew matches. They're going to be hella good. Okay, let's just go to our partners before we move on to a bit of a doubles review, and then we'll dive into singles after that. This is our biggest show of the month, so make sure you watch it all. But yeah, so here's the same lineup. For those unaware, we're going Valhalla upset have happened. March is delightful Phoenix Blue Online. If you have not done it yet, get on your keyboard, just stick in Phoenix Blue Online in Google. It'll pop up as the first event, first link. Click on it, register. €4, that is it, for you to register for another European major. We've had 300 plus so far in Valhalla Online and the upset. And if you're not aware, that is blowing the American tournaments out of the water at the moment, okay? The largest event they've had is Gallant, which got about 245 people in singles. And that's it. There's nothing else as big there. So these are huge. Yeah, really, man. Really. Yeah, there's nothing huge going on there, okay? You're looking at like rollback rumbles getting about 100, okay? We're doing really well. These are impressive numbers. So register, take part. If you registered for the upset, you got a €4 refund because of French law. Use that and reinvest it straight back into Phoenix Blue. And there we go. There's our delightful Teroz, who's the head TO of Phoenix Blue, telling you to sign up. So ensure you do. On top of that, we've had complaints from a few people about a lack of a pot. We are avoiding a pot for some quite obvious legal reasons. Shouldn't take you too much to figure out what they are. Slippy related. So I don't know if I should be saying this out loud. Anyway, pot-wise, get yourself donating. Ko-fi.com/PXB online. We are now raising money for the pot for every event using a donation drive. Help out. Remember, if you entered singles at a major offline, you'd be paying about what, everyone?
5.
Tenner.
5
15,
to 10? 5 to 10, yeah. Right. If you entered doubles, you'd be paying €5. You're not paying up to €20 here for entry. Throw some money at that coffee.com/PXB online. Donate just something. Like, what is the event worth? Donate that. That is going towards the players, okay? Top 3, okay? Help out. Other than that, a few other partners that I would just like to tip my hat to. Terrace's Seeding Paradise happens every Thursday. That is a weekly where there is a prize pool for the weekly. It is on Phoenix Smash. Phoenix Smash are Shays and Scout. I think graphics may also be done by Jason T. I'm not entirely sure when it comes to Phoenix Smash, but he's helped us massively for all KONEversations. And the Phoenix Smash team, follow them on Twitch, follow them on Twitter. They are doing the production for us right now. Beautiful Shays is the main streamer for Phoenix Smash and for KONEversations, and is also a member of Team Air. We love him. Seed in Paradise every Thursday. Entry money goes towards the commentators, streamers, and also Cones Academy are partnered with Seeding Paradise. Have we ever heard of Cones Academy?
I do.
Yes. Barely. I've heard it in whispers.
You heard it in whispers, okay? Cones Academy, I am the delightful owner of. I run the academy. We now have something like 115 plus students. It is beautiful in Cones Academy. The amount of coaches we have, the amount of content you get to watch every month, 115 live lessons, because you can watch all the other students' lessons a month. You get the VOD library, which is now up to like 200 plus one-to-one hourly coaching sessions you can watch. €5 a month as a consumer, you get access to all of that. €10 plus, you can get a coach. Why not? Raul, you're a student.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
I didn't have my lesson yet. I'm having it Friday. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I can't wait. Delightful Moore is one of our coaches. R23, you're a student. Worth it?
Yeah, I had my first lesson with AMSA a few weeks ago, and I think it's really helped out. And I've even had other people message me. I had Max message me saying, I also watched your lesson, and it was really helpful, because he did really good at the last, I can't remember if it was Seeding Paradise or something else.
Yeah, you won't Seeding Paradise, yeah.
Yeah, so even other people's lessons are well worth your time, to be honest.
And if you didn't know, with Seeding Paradise, you also get potential, you get entered into raffles, depending on how many you turn up. I think you need to basically enter 3 to 4 of them a month. Raffle prizes include the likes of entry to majors like Phoenix Blue Online, or the following one, which will be Region. 3, I think last time we had 4 coaching one-to-one sessions as a prize, because Cones Academy is partnered with Seed in Paradise. And we also had access to, I believe, 3 consumer levels in the academy as well. So it's worth getting yourself into those weeklies with Seed in Paradise, because there's also prizes to win. And in terms of Cones Academy, we've just started a brand new initiative called Cones Academy League, which is basically we now have a extra kind of not on top of your fee. This is all part of your coaching fee. If you are a part of the academy, you can now be part of the league. Basically, you're put into a division of 8 players. You play your division weekly, 2 a week, 2 in week 1, 2 in week 2, 3 in week 3. And then basically top 2 in a league get to play off against the bottom 2 in the league above, the division above, in a relegation promotion playoff. And then we go into the next month, and there's another round of the league, and the divisions restart, which I don't know about you guys. I think that's pretty cool.
All these pools look extremely exciting. I'm a bit worried for Prof being in Division 6, but the seating looks fine.
I've got to say, right, someone tell this Prof guy, right, he's French, a French Falcon, why has he got the name Prof? Like,
get out here, get out.
Like, you know,
Is it something different in French or something? Maybe that.
Prof is like professor, it's the same.
You already have a professor.
It's just same as Prof.
Just like if he gets good, then you're going to get like that Prof v Prof in like later bracket in the, come on. At least put like a what is the I don't know anything about French, by the way. What is it le prof or la prof?
It depends of the gender, yeah, but le prof or la prof, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need to change it up to.
Le prof.
I apologize, I did not pay attention to French or what else I get taught, German. I think I didn't pay attention in school, sorry. Let's move on. I think we should go into a bit of dubs.
And then Phantom up smash.
What's going on?
Finding the strong bear, hold ledge. Let's see if this will be enough. So just up.
There it is.
There you go. And Knuckles taunts as well. Just a bit of cherry on the top.
God, yeah, that was a taunt deserved, man. That's.
Both Rix and BA are super high percent, so. Oh, and R23.
Yeah.
Cool. R22 try to get a cheeky gimp on Ginzo there. This is looking,
This is,
that should be it. That's all it took. All it took there was R23.
Very crucial invisible ceiling. God, it's so hard. It's so hard for Sheik to do anything. Foxy's 0.
Oh, I think. Oh my, they're both just going in now. Silly. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
Almost like if they're all perfectly evenly skilled, I think this is an even game.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
a back air and an up smash from one of the foxes as well.
I could just kind of use to run in an up smash at this point. What's it got to lose? Just go for it. Not the best DI. Dead.
That's it.
Damn. Well,
disgusting.
what can you say? 6-0. 6-0. My pipsqueak and Nikki. They.
You know, there's a timeline where we'd be like, well, of course they did that. That's not surprising.
Yeah.
But after the match, they just pulled. Their route to get here is so surprising.
Yeah.
First time we've seen it in the circuit. It is now a circuit event. You will see dubs, everyone, at every single major going forward. It's part of the circuit. There are points. You get points, by the way. I heard commentators say this a little bit patchy. The points are for the teams, not individually. Teams, okay? So if you are chopping and changing your teammates, you're going to accrue less points. You want to find an established team and play through the circuit. That's the way to go. And the top 8 teams on the rankings. So if you go to samecircuit.eu, that's our official website, there's ranking tables for singles, doubles, and crews. Top 8 qualify into the finale in December. First doubles event, our thoughts. I'll take it over to you, panelists. Off you go.
I'm personally very excited to just have doubles back. It's been so long since we've seen some doubles. Like, it was only until we had offline, right? There's nothing serious for doubles. So I'm really happy that we, first of all, got the build, that we get it working, that we actually have tournaments with it. We're seeing all teams come back together. We've seen so many new teams form. Yeah. So I think like everyone can enjoy the doubles circuit.
Is
this
the best thing that we've ever seen for doubles in Europe?
I would say so.
I go with there is a chance for any pairing of players to be training together.
Yeah.
Which previously you would generally only have good teams from the same country or 2 really good players like a Prof and an AMSA, but they wouldn't really be like practice in each other so that you get the level up and up and up. And now you're going to see, I'd like to think you'll see players teaming up because they think they'll mesh well together or because they've made friends on Discords or whatever.
Yep. And
just pushing on from there. I think that the variation in teams you'll get and the level is going to be way higher than before.
Yeah, go on, Adam, you were going to say something?
Definitely, like the level will increase because people can just play teams whenever with whoever they like. It doesn't have to be like nationality bound. Like I don't have to only play with Danish people, and I can play with whoever I want. And it's just like the meta is gonna evolve immensely.
So
yeah,
I think you're both right. And like one of the major things with dubs is like there's only a handful of majors in Europe a year, and like when you think about the geographical location of them, from like Sweden to like southern Germany to like middle of the UK, like you don't find. You find like obviously with singles you find a lot more the top end being at all of them or most of them, but doubles you just don't see it. So like personally I think doubles and crews are better suited for like an online circuit than you would see in offline events. And I'm just super excited about it, and like I think I actually enjoyed dubs more than singles and crews last weekend.
Oh, the bracket was incredible. Like there was so many good sets to watch, even not just in top 8. Like there were so many. I think you get a lot more closer sets as well, whereas between 2 top players, sometimes you'll still get a 3-0 blowout. One of my favorite sets from the weekend was Yappy and Skills versus Pork and Tech.
Yeah.
Which is like a combination of everything you're saying here. You've got like old players coming back that you would never really see. You've got teams that you wouldn't really see that often. I don't know how often Yappy and Skills have teamed. I know Skills.
It's a relatively new team, isn't it? Because
new static.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that they've had a lot of time to practice together because they can actually practice online instead of having to practice at events, which is what you normally get. So it was really cool to watch as a Chic Falcon team.
So I think that's also a good segue like into I think the Dutch teams performed really well, which ties into the fact that the Netherlands is like an historical doubles country. We love doubles, and even on the old build, we just have a doubles channel. And if you ever want to play doubles in the Dutch chat, you're always going to find people who play doubles. And I think that's also like very conducive to the performances that we saw throughout the weekend from many teams from the Netherlands, including Yapi Skills, who are pretty new, Nokos AMSA established team, and well, a lot of other players. And I think we'll also talk about some of them.
Yeah, for those who don't know, might not recognize Skills as much because obviously he has been like less active over the last couple of years. Unless I'm wrong, I think I'm right there.
Yeah,
not as active as well. But Skills used to team with Pure Evil. Or were they actually brothers? Or have I just made that up? Yeah, I thought they were
brothers. Pure Evil, Pure Skills.
Yeah. I thought they were Skills and Evil, and they were like one of the few like team specialists, like better in dubs than they were like in singles separately. So those who are not aware, then like Yappy Skills is like Skills being a dub specialist, and then obviously having them together. And I know they've been grinding together. They look so good. Like their teamwork was like immense, and I just thoroughly enjoyed watching them. Were there any other teams that we were impressed with that we weren't expecting to be as impressed with?
A team that me and VA played were Pixel and Oxa, who are also Dutch. And
they're also Dutch, yeah.
I just like building on Jim's point here. They're both. I don't think they're ranked on the most recent Netherlands PR. If they are, they're not very high up ranked.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. And they beat Lauster and Professor Pro in pools.
No, they beat. So a little bit of background. Noxa Pixel, not a static team. They are good friends. I think they played a few times before, but never in an offline tournament have they played together. They beat in their pool. They beat Timmy and Kellner, and also Sharp and Bass. So those were already two good upsets. Then in their bracket, they faced I Like Turtles and Apollo, and they beat Randomness and Johnny Fight.
Wow, and that's it. So Randomness and Johnny Five are an established team as well.
Very much so.
Yeah, and a good team.
In France, we have Kid Candy and Psylo, who have been doing... Kid Candy doesn't really enter singles tournament now.
Raul, where you gone? You're so far away. He's back on.
Sorry. I mean, in France, we have Kid Candy and Psylo, who did 9th at the upset, and are like doing better performance than in singles, I think, especially Kid Candy, who doesn't enter tournament at all. So I'm looking forward to see more of them. I think they've been improving a lot since last offline tournament, actually. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I am enjoying the potential double narratives we're going to get here, like storylines. Like I don't know how to word this. With singles, I feel like singles in Europe, like the top end, the storylines are kind of like. Well, we kind of know like who's going to be towards the top, right? Okay, like doubles, I think it's going to be so interesting because you saw like Amsa and Knuckles beat Pip and Pip and Nikki. And then they got beat later on in the bracket, but like so there was like there's a narrative there already, and I don't know about you, but like Amsa and Knuckles are really good as well, and I think they were underseeded where they should have been. I think people have just kind of looked at Knuckles and underappreciated how good he is at doubles. And like, if you watched Amsa Knuckles does so much work in that team. Like
it's actually funny. There's a little bit of background on that because it used to be actually that we did see it like that because Knuckles actually did play pretty bad in doubles, and it was always a joke like, oh, you're getting carried by Amsa. But the past weeks or the past months, actually, they've been putting so much work in, and especially when the doubles circuit was announced, they've been doing so much grinding, and I was super impressed watching it, actually. Knuckles kept his own really well with all the top players. Also, really good double specialist.
No, like, it was good. And then, let's mention them. Alex, you and Robbie, you and VA.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Before you say anything, those who don't know, VA has not entered a tournament since Air 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we actually pull up the top 8 graphic? Do we have that?
Oh, there it is.
There you go, lovely.
So you can see here that VA and Alex R23 beat Knuckles and Amsa 3-2. By the way, they were 2-0 down. So that was you tell me about it. How did that go, Alex?
We've been playing. So like Gus had said that they've been grinding quite a bit. We've been playing with them like more at least every like 2 weeks. We've been having like a couple of hours session with them. So we were sort of saying it go either way beforehand. And and they played a lot different to how they play in friendlies. It felt like, and then we slow. It was like right down to the wire anyway, even with like lots of adaptations back and forth. I think. Yeah, it was a good set. It was fun.
Yeah, it was exciting to see VA enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that it's dragged him out of the retirement home.
I just like, and again, you and the synergy between you and VA, it's just like another Dubs team that is like very enjoyable to watch. And you went so close against Kinzo and Rix that you could have had that in my opinion as well. But mentioning Rix and Kinzo, like we've got a couple of new teams here. So we've got Kinzo and Rix, Pipsqueak and Nikki, Kellner and Timmy, all teams that did particularly well, but are kind of like a sandwiching of two very good players together. More so the two teams I mentioned first, and Kellner and Timmy, because Kellner is a bit of a team specialist and Timmy is as well. Yeah. So what were our thoughts on those teams? Are they just like because we've got two good players together, or was there more to it than that?
I'm pretty sure Pipsqueak and Nikki have teamed before. I think they teamed at an Awakening event at least, but obviously that's a while ago. Kinzo and Rix, they said it was their first time team. I think they tweeted it was their first time teaming.
Hats off.
Yeah, more like amazing, really.
Yeah, and I think I think they'll be really cool to watch in upcoming events. I hope they keep teaming basically, because I think they were like maybe like a step slow on some of the synergy, like some of the team combos and who should be doing what, like sort of having some overlap issues. But obviously, like incredible. They had some great combos on us at least, and their individual player skill is really good as well. So they're a team that I hope will keep playing together throughout the circuit.
Yeah, I wanted to sort of wrap it up with that. I'm just super impressed with how Nikki and Pipsqueak actually 6-0'd them really quickly, which kind of helped us keep the cruise match a little bit on track. So thanks for that. But they played amazing in the end, man. And I think one of the things that I really love about the online doubles is it also gives the opportunity for these cross-country teams. And I hope we'll see more of those, because Pipsqueak, Nikki, they probably come to a lot of majors, but now a little bit of the lesser players can also maybe find cross-country partners that they fight with.
Like I've always struggled with investing my time in dubs because it's difficult to practice dubs and there's a lack of like big events, but now like it's worthwhile because you've got the ability to grind all the time and you know there's another major happening every month, so it's like you can actually like track your progress. Like I'm looking forward to seeing how Timmy and Kellner do, because like how good both of them have been like in their previous static partners, to see them together now and knowing that they've got another like 9 events to practice on, like it's fun. And I'm really looking forward to dubs happening at Phoenix Blue Online in the end of this month. And if you haven't yet got yourself an established team partner, go get yourself one. Start practicing. Okay, there's a couple of Discords for doubles. Just ask around, you'll find them. It's very easy to get into. Plenty of people looking for matches. Start grinding it. Get yourself enter Phoenix Blue Online, and it's a more accessible event than I think probably singles is, like to potentially train for and maybe progress a little bit further in that bracket. And saying that, mention singles, let's wrap up today by doing a little bit of a singles review as well.
This shows how far we've climbed, even if we haven't quite reached it.
We all agree. Pipsqueak showing us strong moments.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Grabs him on the drip back, up smash.
So many really good recoveries by Trip. But the pressure's still completely on.
Up being right away. Another one. It's too late. Oh no!
That's such an unfortunate SD.
Don't approach me! But Leffen doesn't care! He will go for you!
Oh, okay. It's very, very hard. I remember Leffen doing it many years ago.
It seems really tough for Frenzy. It looks pretty grim, especially with all the turnip and the nair on the vegetable, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not the dash kick again. And that's going to be it. Good tech chase. Good tech chase. Ready for it. Blade Shun up smash to close out the tournament. Yeah, Leffen is the champion.
He is.
Maybe not an upset, but I mean, he is the winner of upset.
I mean, is Leffen on the frame one? He lost the last major.
True.
What are our major takeaways from the singles event at the upset? Raul, start me off. Any like takeaways for you before we get into top 8?
Like surprising runs or
anyone you were surprised?
I think a lot about King's performance, who did really great. I'm sorry, Jim.
No, he whooped my ass.
Yeah, he did really great, and like it probably the highest seed with the best results. So by actually really far, I think he made the 13th.
Did he? Yeah, he went pretty far afterwards as well.
Yeah.
He beat. So I'll just read off what he did. I think he started off in winners. Let me see where he was. King. Yeah, he lost to Yogurt 2-1. Then he went into losers, Squeechu. Then he beat Noxa. Then he beat me 3-0 clean. Then he beat Lyax, and then he lost to Levingi in a 3-2.
Yeah, so that's really.
Yeah, that's a good run. That is a good run.
Yeah,
that's crazy already.
I also think.
Wait, sorry. Can I just throw out there? Hands up if you'd ever heard of King in December. All right. See, a little bit of like in December. Hands up if you thought he was a good player. All right. Okay. So King. It's all right. King's result is brilliant. That is an awesome run. Great performance. Does anyone know if he's been getting any coaching anywhere?
No, I think he's getting no coaching at all and doing it all by himself.
Hey, you do that to me. He's been coached by our beautiful Nikki at Kone's Academy, and I think he's the first standout student of the academy. Okay, I think he's like our headliner at the moment. I'm just excited to see how good he gets, and that coaching's clearly paying off. So, like, hats off to both King and Nikki there. Raul, I cut you off. Go on.
I was gonna speak about the run of Mo too, who did really great. Props to you, man.
Thank you.
So
Mo, how did it go?
Well, I got 9th place, and I haven't participated in a big tournament in a long time. So I've actually been practicing, and I went in, won my pool, had a pretty scary match against Silo, and then I went on to beat Timmy. I went on to beat Squeechu, Timmy. Now I gotta remember.
Fortilt,
true. I lost a solo battle, took a game.
That's good, yeah.
And then I beat
Fortilt.
Maya.
Oh,
yeah, it's not bad at all. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's crazy.
How did the solo battle? Just side bit here. How did the solo battle matchup feel? Is it doable?
It felt really doable, but it feels kind of like the margin for error against solo battle it's crazy. Like one mistake and I feel like I'm dead. I had one game where I played perfectly and that's it. He's scary.
Raul, you had another one, or was that it?
I let you guys
okay.
pick some.
Anyone else? Any other mentions we'd like to make? Anyone that we were particularly impressed with, or maybe less impressed with? If we want to mention anyone there, you don't have to.
I think Max and Tino both did pretty well. They both went fairly in bracket and got a couple of good wins.
I think it was about 17th-ish.
What did you say? I didn't hear that.
Fat Tino and Max. I think they were about 17th. I don't know if it was higher than that.
Max got 17th.
But that's kind of like Max. Yeah. And where did Fatino finish? Was it 13th?
Fatino was really impressive.
Yeah, okay. Either way, like Fatino hasn't entered anything in a while.
Yeah,
Man,
he beat Maxi.
Yeah. He put Maxi out. Yeah, so like he beat Maxi. So
and Mayhem and Shifting Shadows.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fatino's good.
Well, Shifting went a lot further than I think most people would expect. He's always been good.
That may be, Alex, in my opinion, Shifting's best performance at a major.
Yeah, I think so.
But I can't think of any offline major where he's gone that deep. So like that was impressive. Fatino wasn't he PR'd last in the UK 3rd or something? So like I think Fatino's just like shown how capable he actually is. And Max is obviously just an up and comer. Like he's getting incredibly good.
Yeah, he's pushing on into that like top end, sort of like top 16 level, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
On people that didn't do as well that I think they should have, a couple of UK, I'll just go from some UK people. Lauster and Squeechu both did pretty decently last event and both went out losers round 1, which was a shame.
I'll tell you that Lauster's
Kingu also went out very early.
Lois is a little bit salty about that. He played Ludorix, one of the I think he's a German Falcon.
Swedish
Falcon, and supposedly the lag was appalling. And I had to tell him that you must bring this up, but he played it through there, and therefore it's Ludorix victory.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
You gotta stop when the ping's too high.
Yeah, I didn't hear your last one. I heard the Squeechy. I heard Lauster.
Oh, Kingu only got 30. He got 33rd, which is okay, but I know he would expect a lot more out of himself. He's probably not too happy with that.
You could easily see him performing much higher than that at the next event. Anything else we want to mention about surprise runs or players that maybe fell a little bit lower than expectations? Like Mackie, but we've mentioned the Fatino thing.
I think there's one to mention, and then we can move on that. And I think that's the big one, which is Mr. himself, who performed great at his own tournament, which is Poilon.
Yeah, he did really great. He had the opportunity to gain the AMSA seed, but did really, really great. And like, seeing this guy, got 3 kids and all, and still improving, still not at its peak. It's like crazy. It's so beautiful to watch. I think it's
inspiring. He fit it. Am I right in thinking it was 13th in the end?
Yeah.
Ral, you're being very gleeful over Poilon. He doesn't have to be your boss, does he?
Oh, it doesn't really matter actually, but just like when I started,
he's sponsoring all these players, and he should have been sponsoring himself.
I didn't see him do anything this weekend.
No, he did have an amazing run. Like as I say, for someone who's been playing as long as me, that is, and I have not got better in about a decade. To see him still getting better, you shouldn't have laughed at that, everyone.
No, sorry.
To see him still get improving is like really cool. So yeah, well done, Poilon. Top 8 time, I think.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Then thoughts on top 8. Did it go as we expected? Adam?
Teroz is just amazing at seeding.
That's true.
He seeded all of those players within top 8, and they got top 8. So, shout outs to Teroz.
That was actually really exciting to see. Big pop off for that.
Yeah, well done, Teroz.
Maybe just start from the bottom and go up. I think it's really cool to see Yariding constantly pushing into top 8s with Luigi. Obviously, he's a really good player, but I think he's maybe starting to 3-2 with solo battle in that matchup. I think he's really starting to push up to the really top echelon, whereas before he's always been around a top 15 player. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh there.
No, I think that's right.
I think he's starting to push on up into the real top end now, which is cool to see.
Yeah,
from Luigi.
I'm pretty sure that's 2 top 8s in a row now.
Yeah, it is.
And Valhalla, yeah. And as I say, 3-2 solo battle, it's good. Other thoughts?
The 11 second seed, Leffen having to play against Triff, was kind of scary for Triff. Leffen is doing really well now on frame 1. So him sending Triff down to Lucius and Triff having to play against solo battle, that felt kind of scary seeing how Triff has done against solo battle previously. But he really surprised us.
Dude, I think that's the upset of the top 8 is that Triff's Fox. Yeah. Triff's Fox, the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, pulled it out.
Has anyone played it, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is horrible. I played it on a ranked once, and I was just oh.
But he pulled it out, and he made it work. Last time, I think he pulled out the Fox and got whooped, but this time he won 3-0.
Yeah, and he's tried the Falco, he's tried the Fox, but it looked comfortable actually.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like solo battle was in it as much as you'd expect. But I agree.
It could be a bad performance by solo battle. It could also be that Triff has the answer, and if Triff has the answer, then one of its biggest demons in the whole European top echelon is eliminated again.
Yeah,
and then that would be great for him.
I'd be interested to see the adaptation solo battle, because solo battle probably didn't expect to play a Fox either, so it'd be like it'd be interesting to see the adaptation going into the next event if they did play again.
I know Solo Battle has like a really good morph, so there could maybe be some interesting counter pick.
Ooh, I like that. I didn't think about that, Alex. I would
love to see that.
This is going to be like Amada Hungrybucks counterpick level
Yeah.
stuff again.
Yeah, for real. I don't see Solo Battle just sitting there and getting 3-0'd next time. There's no way.
Yeah. So before we kind of wrap up, any other thoughts on top 8?
You're hyping up Teroz's seeding, but why was Teroz seeding Leffen second?
Yeah, Pip first, and didn't Nikki comfortably beat Pip? Like, I don't mean comfortably in game. I mean like
So what happened is Pip like when we got into top 8, before top 8 he played pretty good, but in top 8 he just got he went 0-6. Like he didn't win a game in top 8. I think his head was out of the game. I also
who did he lose to? Who was the other one? It was Nikki.
Frenzy messed him up.
Yeah.
And both of those stats were pretty bad. So I think his head was also kind of out of it. I went into the stream. He seemed really like tired, etc. So I think like, if you have a bad mindset and you go into that, that's just what happens at the top level.
Should we mention here, because I think it is a worthwhile bit of a transition, that Pip has mentioned at both events so far how burnt out he is towards the end. And we can see here he did lose, lost 0-6 here. Scheduling wise, we've got like yourself, all of you guys are players that make the latter end into bracket and are looking to move into latter end of the bracket. Is there a scheduling issue with these majors so far? And what I mean by that is you're playing singles from like 11. And if you are getting into bracket, you're playing, especially someone like Pip, all the way through to like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Does that need to be looked at? What are our thoughts? Some people are saying, like Pip and Leffen are very vocal. Forward Tilt has been quite vocal on Twitter that we need to be looking at that schedule and maybe going back to a normal offline major schedule of like pools on Saturday, brackets on Sundays. Let's go through the arguments. Like, why are we where we're at? What should we do about it? What are our thoughts?
So the main argument for having everything on Sunday is that it increases participation. And like you said earlier about Europe has a way smaller player base than the US, but our once-a-month tournaments are getting higher numbers than any US event, like if you consider the player base. And I think part of that is because you only have to take one day out of your weekend. Whereas if it's a 2-day event, I think a lot of people won't go for that as much. Just my personal opinion. If you had
is that technically true though? So when we started the same circuit, the same TOs, we meet every basically Sunday for like a 2-hour chat. It's delightful, everyone. So that initial concern was, number one, would people even pay for an online event? So that was one of our major hurdles. And we initially thought, and then we talked canvas some players, like not like behind the scenes, and they basically said that there was a bit of like a question mark over the payment, and there was a question mark over it being more than one day, because like you can commit just to one day at your weekend. And we actually initially thought we'd be getting about 128 people at these events. So we've over-exceeded. And the argument that would players do more than one day, but most players, Alex, are playing doubles and crews on a Saturday as well. So is the argument there of one day increases participation still relevant?
I would say, but then if you're moving around doubles and if you're just moving around, you're going to have some of doubles or crews on the second day as well, and you're still going to be playing all through Saturday, Sunday.
That's what I think is at this point, what we're trying to do is recreate the major feeling. And I think a lot of people, when I discuss with them, they do find that like, wow, this is the first time I'm feeling like that. And they are already invested into the event for 2 days, but they only play singles for 1. So I know some people might have that issue where like, oh yeah, 2 days, I cannot do 2 days. But if that costs like a couple of entries, like 50 entrants over 300, but then the scheduling issues will be resolved, I'd be more open to that. That's me personally.
Raul, thoughts?
I think the issue with the event on 2 days might be the numbers of DQs.
Would you DQ though if you've made bracket? do you like? I can see why people DQ if they make AM brackets, but if you made the bracket, how many people will DQ when they've made the bracket a major? There will be some, but
with Smashers, you never know who's gonna be here. Like someone could disappear 5 minutes before his like top 8 match. So,
well, to be fair, I've said that Raul as if like people warned, but Professor Pro has now DQ'd from both events before even starting it. So
naughty list.
He is on the. By the way, the naughty list exists, and it will be produced this month of the players who DQ'd from both events. So Prof will be on that list with very few other people, actually. So,
are you not on the naughty list?
Me, I'm on the naughty list. Yeah, I am. I am on the naughty list. I put myself on the naughty list. I DQ'd in dubs on Saturday. We had our team air social on Friday night, and I may have drank a few too many drinks. And was not in a particularly good way, and I do apologise. And then my son, to be honest, dragged me out of bed to go bike riding with him, and yeah, that did not go very well either for me. But daddy life is as it is.
The only thing I wanted to say was for the scheduling. I think something that we had in doubles that was maybe an issue was just like the management of the stream queue. Yeah. And like, if these top players can maybe something that would minimize the issue, if you can sort of say to someone, you will not have to play your game for an hour, take a break. Like, because you're at home, it's easier to take a break than it is when you're at a major, because you have your own food, your own facilities and whatever. So I think if people know exactly when they will and won't be playing, it's then down to the players. You need to like be able to manage your own breaks and your own warm-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't know when you're going to be playing, you have to try and stay warm. If you're someone like that, maybe as part of the issue with Pipsqueak, like he overplayed, maybe he over warmed up and burned out. You know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he tweeted that he started warming up from like 6:30 in the morning. Sunday.
Yeah, he did. So that also gave me the impression, like, okay, yeah, I can understand why you would get burned out if you're playing from 6 in the morning.
Like, I would say pools for a lot of those sort of players should be the warm up more than like
yeah it is.
Yeah. All right. It's just one. We are going to debate it as a same TO team. Let's just do a little vote to help me out and help Jus out and on Raul out when we do these discussions. Who would keep the schedule as it is, and who would change it to like a Saturday, Sunday, pool Saturday, Sunday bracket? Hands up if you would go for keeping it the same. And who would want to go for pools Saturday, bracket Sunday?
As a player, yeah.
That's not helping me at all. It's 50-50, so thanks, God.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, of course, because we're also doing doubles and our main event crews, and some want to do side events. So it's like a difficult puzzle, really difficult puzzles.
It is. We will do our best, and I would just hope everyone who is taking part in these events realize that there is a lot of time going into these events. You know, our circuit TOs are meeting on a weekly basis. Our Discord is constantly busy. So yeah, we will think it through, and we'll try put what we deem the best for the majority in place for the next event. So saying that, remember, next event is Phoenix Blue. I think we all know we should be signing up for it now. BTS Smash is where you can actually see that. If you enjoyed this stream, please, go away. You can see all our Twitter handles. Please follow us all. Please follow Phoenix Smash on Twitter as well. Shays does a brilliant job with the production on these weekly KONEversations. Again, check them out, 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. CET on Smash Europe Twitch. Please follow Smash Europe Twitch so you don't have to be reminded by me spamming your Discord. You'll just get the actual we've gone live. And other than that, I just want to say thank you very much to my delightful panel. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you, Koen, for having me.
Thank you very much, Raul.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Mo.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for R23.
Thanks very much, Ed. Always nice to be here.
Yeah, it's been an absolute delight and an event. Again, I know you can hear me, Shays. Thank you very much, Shays, for everything you do for these productions. Everyone who's watched, thank you very much for tuning in. Please watch again next week, where we're actually going to be interviewing. It's a double special. I'm interviewing the doubles teams that we spoke about in this chat. So I'm going to get on some of the doubles teams that did particularly well and kind of get some of the storylines going for the doubles circuit. Other than that, we're going to finish with our trailers for both the circuit and for Phoenix Blue Online. Go sign up now. And that is the night from all of us. See you later, everyone.
Pip is an edge gone away. Oh, and I think this is actually
This is
it.
it. No way. Pip Squeak takes it.
Wow. Solid stuff from Pipsqueak. You know, the guy has been putting in the work. He definitely deserves it.
Goes high and Dady with another forward smash. And Professor Pro goes out to Dady. 3-2.
My God. With the flag, all the crew is here on stage. Because finally, Dady made that upset.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Coins Academy is partnered with the S.A.M.E circuit, and for every circuit event, we'll be offering one-to-one coaching services as prizes.
You may be the next Pipsqueak. You may be the next Pipsqueak.
Imagine.